Hey fellow agents, this is Agent Smith and we are playing Kentucky Route Zero. So in the previous episode, we began into Act 3. I think we're on Scene 3 now, but it basically started with us coming back from, into consciousness from our leg surgery, where now we have a weird robot skeleton leg of some kind, very similar to the one that we'd seen in this bar we're actually about to go into. I'm not sure how that all ties together. It should be interesting, but nonetheless, we were going on travels and we are going to go find some food, things like that, and the vehicle broke down and we ended up running across Junebug and her boyfriend, co-mate, bandmate, whatever, that were on their way to this show. That was done in the play that we did 2 episodes ago, which unfortunately I lost all the video for, but I had the audio for. So I mean, for some reason the game froze up, but I was still going on. So either way, so here we are at we followed them as they helped us fix our vehicle, and we are now at the lower depths. Let's talk to the dog. Feels a little like home, huh? It's not all bad memories. Gentler times in a twisted kind of way. Always got to talk to the dog when you get the chance to. Bar door. Kind of late. Are you sure they're open? Sure they're open. This is one of those places. Well, let's head in. We are not saints, but we've kept our appointment. How many people can boast as much? That's lovely, ma'am. Who said it? A poet. Speak to Junebug. Ma'am, I hate to say, but the cupboard is bare. Have some vision, Cricket. We've got 1, 2, 4 patrons. Harry doesn't count. Well, we've done more with less. What kind of music do you play? It's like Serrano Cole. Blah, I can't even speak. It's like Serrano Cole meets Ike Towner, but with a woman lead, and the keyboards are kind of ambient whisper wave. A little bit more reverb. There's some Dolly Crown in there too, like early stuff, but before she joined the Sheep Swingers. Better drum programming though. Whisperwave, got it. I think he gets it, man. Oh, he gets it. I don't know what Whisperwave is, but that's alright. I will fake like I do. Here is the bartender. All I'm pouring tonight is hard time whiskey. Got any coffee going? No coffee, hard time whiskey. Yelling towards the exit. Say, shut the GD door. Would you? I can't afford to run AC all night. I'm sorry, Harry. Oh, it's you two. Where have you been? Never mind, listen. I can't keep this place open through the small hours of the night just waiting for musicians. Gets lonely, doesn't it? Yeah, kinda. How about some music? There's nobody here to listen to it. I can't pay for it. We brought some people, Harry. A crowd is forming. Yeah, but also don't you want to hear some music, Harry? That does sound nice after the day I've had. But why do they sound like robots? What is going on? Let's talk to Ezra real quick. Ezra flips eagerly through the jukebox catalog of songs. What do you think? I don't know how to play this game. Let's go check out Junebug, I guess. It feels like a dive with the roof so low. I like that they did that, kind of played it like it should be. I'm gonna have to sing, I think. How's it looking out there? How y'all feeling tonight? Can we get a bit more reverb in the monitors? Harry adjusts the sound bar behind the bar. How's that? Test, 1, 1, 1, 3, 50. Lamentation. Sounds good. How's everybody doing? Anybody had a real bad night? It's Conway. How about you, old man? Yeah, real bad. We'll try not to make it too much worse. This is a song I heard in a tavern many years ago at an open mic night. Me and Johnny here were out just riding around, you know. I'd like to drive around, old man. That's my job. Of course you do. So we were out riding around. We passed this gaudy old tavern. I mean, it was a real dive. Busted up facade. Weeds in the parking lot. Taps all dry. Bats in the bar room. And run by this creaky bag of bones. It looked like the only thing keeping him awake was the fear of death. So glad to be back here in the lower depths. Hey now. So we stopped for early drink, and there was a lady singing right there here on the stage, and the song she sang, well, it stuck with us, and now it's a regular part of our repertoire. Never got that lady's name, but she seemed like a sweet gal, and she had a voice like Scotch whiskey. We just hope we do her song justice. So here it is, Too Late to Love You. I'm gonna butcher singing this unless it actually is already sung. I so hope it is. Or they don't actually sing it. Please, dear God, let that be the case. Okay. That's a pretty cool effect. They blew the roof off. I never should have met you. I'm not bad on doing her voice then. About singing about as I could. Sounds like a man possibly doing this voice. The trippiness of this game feels like, oh man. It feels like something from the director of Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway. I can't think of his name. I'll have to look it up while I'm doing this song real quick. If you've ever seen those movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a real trippy feeling to everything. David Lynch. It's too late. I'll make Anyway, David Lynch made Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway, Twin Peaks, a whole bunch of stuff, and just this weird trippiness to this whole entire storyline. It's very homage to David Lynch in his style. It's like playing Twin Peaks almost. This universe and the way things are, and so surreal. It's like being stuck in a David Lynch film made into a video game, with a little bit of MC Escher and Salvador Dali to boot. And it's beautiful. I really love the way they do this. But, man, it is some balls tripping stuff, and sometimes hard to follow. David Lynch makes some great movies, but they can be hard to follow sometimes. So, but it's pretty good. I like it. Just little things like that, like them changing outfits, and just, that's, you know, it's a mad trip. It's beautifully done. I really liked it, though. Well, how you like it? I've heard it before. I don't doubt that. You look like you spent an evening or two in a grimy old tavern. Listen, we appreciate you folks sticking around for the show. There's nothing more wretched than playing sad songs to an empty room. We just got to get our fee from Harry, and then we'll get you headed to the Zero? Oh, sweet. I still want to know why they sound like robots. That's so weird. Well, Harry, I think that was pretty well. It went pretty well. I'd say the crowd was into it. Reverential. Rapt. I guess the usual fee is about right, and we'll let you get back to your business. Well, that's just the... Damn it. I was trying to tell you two, I can't pay. They cleaned me out. I've got nothing left but a GD IOU from the distillery. An IOU? Yeah, I traded them for some whiskey, and I guess I had some surplus credit, so I got this note and get some more from them later on. Must have been a hell of a trade. I had to. Got to keep this place open somehow, goddammit. Watch your language, Harry. Could you pay them with your IOU? Well, very contemporary, very astute. How about it, Harry? Let's put some paper around. Push some paper around. Well, it's just, I can collect on it here when they bring more whiskey up. But for you to cash in, you'd have to go down to, down to the distillery, down to Hard Times, and you've got to take the Zero. So that's what we'll do. How do we get there? Are you folks sure you want to head down there? I've never been myself, but people hear things, rumors. Do you know another way to Dogwood Drive? Dogwood? Got a letter, did you? I got a stack of them. Well, okay. Sounds like Zero's their only course now. Harry, you're all right. If only. You got a radio in your car? Yep. Well, here's what you gotta do. Take a left off the parking lot and then just fiddle around on your dial until you hear something familiar, familiar but strange. You know the feeling like I used to go hunting with my uncle out in the mountains, and now I watch these nature programs. They're filmed in the mountains, and there's the deer. I know all the plants and every kind of tree, but something just doesn't look right. And it's even stranger for being so close to familiar. Something like that. You'll know when you hear it. Fix that strange but familiar station on your dial. Drive for a bit and then turn around and when the station cuts out. I mean, right then. Hope you folks find what you're looking for eventually. So we gotta fix the dial, try to find a station. As soon as it cuts out, turn the other direction. Okay. Always a pleasure, Harry. Is it? Yeah, it can be. Let's go. Left. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and take the notes. Tune the radio. Looking for a station that's familiar but strange. Okay. This station doesn't quite match that bartender's description. Definitely weird, though. Let's keep scanning. He said we'd know when we heard it. Well, I wasn't done. What's this station? I never heard this before. Sounds like horses. Horses running. Race? My Zed and Ira had some horses years back. Yeah? I've always been a little afraid of them. They're so big and, I don't know, you look in their eyes and they're almost human. Fuck that. They're like demonic. I personally hate horses. They're fucking crazy-ass demon. You know how people will associate like the devil with like goats, and then goat eyes have like a rectangular shape to them? Well, most hoofed animals also have that, and deer, horses, they're all very similar in that way. Some have circular ones, but most of them have that, and it's just, I don't know, demonic and evil and creepy. Fuck horses. That's just me. Divisive. Not human at all. Like they're human and animal at the same time, since they've been domesticated so long, I guess. Well, that fits familiar but strange for me, Harry. Harry said we just drive until it cuts out. I don't know if I'm going this way. Oh, we are. Horses in the motherfucking road. You better watch out. They're going to crash through your vehicle. We are obviously not going this direction. Oh, we are. Oh, we got to tune to that station. Hall of the Mountain King. What is this? Apparently where we're going. Act 3, Scene 4. I tell you, man, I'm lost as hell in this game. The Hall of the Mountain King. Man, oh man, I tell you what, this game just got me tripping. That's why I gotta say, I should be on some drugs playing this shit. That seems to be the case. The bridge. The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Blue, let's talk to the dog. What do you suppose happened here? Just old and rotten, maybe. Can't tell how old any of this stuff is down here. Talk to Johnny. Time to cut him loose, ma'am. Well, now I'm having fun. Okay. Slow night anyway. Yeah, nice little group too. I'm building up. That's kind of fun. So I got Junebug now. I've got I forget her name. Shannon. It's like I'm building a group. A loop of decayed rope is coiled in the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Like climbing this boardwalk up to the Mountain King. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. Let's keep going. Climb this mountain all the way up. Find more things, like a pet carrier. A pet carrier for a cat or a small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. Calcified, geez Louise. Yeah, it's definitely been there for a while then. Backpack. There's somebody up here. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. Look at this big old fire at the top of the mountain. Pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. No, just it? Just talk about the fire pile? Okay. Amy.
Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here, shifting, intersecting, and overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see.
Shannon.
You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart.
Conway.
You're escorting her, pretending to have her interests at heart while really...
To Junebug.
Really, you're in love with the young woman as well. And so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections, but it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture.
What are you talking about?
No, you're right. It's insipid, derivative. I used to be really good at this. I have 11 novels published from the billionaires bidding to the fields of longing. Real hot bodice-ripping stuff, you know. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment, just me and my thesaurus steaming up the windows.
Why do you stop writing?
You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that, inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. So I went back to the university and I studied human computer interaction, and then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. It seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. I miss those days in Lexington studio apartment.
In my Lexington studio apartment. Let's keep talking to her. A woman in a tattered cardigan looks furtively at the other people around the fire. Okay. Oh, there's an old man back here. Let me get my old man voice. if I can. Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Softly. Where the old green river runs, through hills and caves not known to us, down to the sunless sea. Oh, who are you? Sorry, did we startle you? I might say you did. I thought you might be one of them. No, you can't be. We've been patching all their spy holes. We keep the lights dim and the motors running softly, and we root the smoke out through. That is, what were we talking about again?
You were singing.
Oh, you caught a verse of my absent-minded warbling? It's just a song from my youth. Something a dear friend used to sing to herself as we hacked on crystal radios in a boiler room. In old Kentucky where my love a lovely home did build for me, and where the old green river runs through the hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. Got interrupted by a phone call if you heard that buzzing. And I don't remember how old. There we go. Old man singing. That's the voice I'm going with. From there on, it's all meandering rivers and romantic greenery, and that is... What were we talking about? What's that computer over there? Looks pretty vintage. It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe zoomed from a university basement and left this cave to rot or to flower. No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me, and that's to say nothing of the software. But, Shannon, you look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of a mold growth on diffused base transistor circuitry?
The mold would burn up.
The mold would burn up. Exactly, it burns, and oh, the sweet smoke that issues from it. But it also leaves a sticky residue to seep through the machine, forming new connections and creating new circuits. The computer is no longer the pure domain of language of mathematics, but entropy. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict computer or keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings. But we are mere tourists in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels, boundless and bare. The caves stretch far away. We are too late. Always too late. What? Did you say something? You're about to tell us about the software. Oh, the software. My last work, Xanadu. You heard of it? Perhaps you've read about it in a journal. It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, Hypertextual Narrative, and Post-Structural Witness. As Post-Structural Witness. Xanadu's also a movie from the 80s. But nonetheless. Evolved and then deteriorated. Donald sighs dramatically and takes a puff from his pipe. I'm afraid if you are all too late, fellow hypertext enthusiasts. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed from a moment into something holy and enchanted, and then all of the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? I fix TVs and I'm about to lose the lease on my workshop. Oh, they are not long, the days of electron guns and cathode rays. Out of the glowing dreams, a ghostly light emerges from a while, then fades. Well, I have my own ghosts and I keep them in there. Xanadu is running on that glorious dust machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything about smoke and reminisce anyway. far too late to do anything. Woo! Let's see who Andrew is. Gotta clear my throat from that talk. Do you know that when I first... No, I mean... If this cave were longer, could it... Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I got it. How would you characterize this space? The one you're standing in now?
Kind of spooky. But I'm not scared. Spooky's for babies. Spooky for a baby.
I think we'd all agree that that's a fair assessment. How could... Wait, let's unpack that for a moment. Let's make it spooky. No, how do you know it's spooky? Or would be spooky for a baby?
The shadows?
Sure, but they're not just shadows, right? I mean, they could be. They're projections, or maybe they're anatomies. How's that? Can you tell where we are now? Surrounded by creepy anatomies? Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes?
Okay.
Good. Now, you are standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing.
What are all these computers for?
Computers? Oh, now I remember. I was writing on them. I described a cave. That's my job, describe the cave. There's a great history of caves in the literature, don't you know? The walls are frozen rivers of orange stone. Isn't that vivid? I had a lot to live up to. I had a grad student studying statistics. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said he needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing. Someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer, and I put in the hours. Believe me, I put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How will we know? Would they only be entered in with precise, faithful detail? That's all I know how to write, and all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves. Interesting. It's a gate, too. Get the descriptor. Man wearing large glasses inspects the ceiling. Take a look at the gate before I go to Xanadu.
Xanadu.
This is, interesting. Still kind of lost. A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks passage down the far side of the spire. Return to Xanadu. But we can't. Oh no, we can't. The gate is just blocking that part of it. Roberta.
The kingdom is in peril. Well, what else is new?
Do you work here?
Work? You would call it that. I gather old circuits boards and throw them in the fire. Sometimes I fish out precious metals and let them cool into toxic gems. I put them in my hair. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future, a magic shield that protects the bearer from age, a magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was independent scholar. It means I took to the public libraries like Beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls, and finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. Senescence. Senescence sounds like it's right. I forget what it means. Senility? It's been a minute. I've heard that word a long time ago. Let me turn my alerts on. There we go. The kingdom is in peril.
Get a descriptor. A woman in a long, worn shirt stares at the fire, lost in thought. Interesting. So Xanadu. Let's look at Xanadu before I mess with Xanadu. Interesting how cave mold has basically made this thing a living organism, so it's like, I wonder if it's thinking for its own. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. Closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component. Interesting. Let's fiddle with it. How do you think we get it started?
This old thing, maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key.
Well, let's run it. Oh, shit. Almost knocked my fucking green screen over. Xanadu. Also probably Act 5 or whatever it said. Or Act 3, Part 5, Scene 5. In fact, blip blip. I'm not exactly sure how long this episode was. It's probably a little bit short. I had a phone call in the middle of the thing and I recorded for quite some time while it was going on. But we're going to go ahead and stop this here before we go into the next episode. Seems like a good stopping point, I would think, especially because we're going into a new scene. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this. And if you have, then I will see you all in the next episode of Kentucky Route Zero. As weird as it is. Have a great day. Oh, hey. I see that you guys are done with this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, you can see another one over here on the right hand side. And of course, we've also got one on the left as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.